please, come on up and introduce. Looking at doors. There you go, there you go. Right.
I'm not looking.
Hey everyone, we're happy to present today the very first Lolita panel at YCC. This is my friend Colleen, I'm Jemmy, and this is Ellie. And really today, if you're just interested about Lolita or you're thinking of getting into it yourself, we're going to represent an introduction to Lolita fashion for you, so I hope you like it. Okay. So, Lolita is often a misunderstood fashion. A lot of people think it is cosplay. It's not. It's a street fashion that originated in Japan. We're not dressing as a character, we're not wearing a costume. It is not cosplay. The other thing people think of when they hear the word Lolita is the book or the film of the same name. We are in no way trying to dress or represent Lolita from the book. We're not trying to dress childish, sexily, or provocatively. So what is Lolita fashion? Lolita is a fashion that's based in Japan, and it has knee-length, puffy skirts, frills, lace, and an overall beautiful yet modest fashion. Lolita takes inspiration from periods throughout history, such as Victorian, Rococo, 20s, 30s, and 40s, and OTT Sweet Lolita takes inspiration from this period as recent as the 80s. Okay, so the origins of Lolita fashion. Lolita can trace its origins as far back as the 70s. It's believed that it takes influence from natural K, which is the first photo. When you think of natural K, think of Little House on the Prairie style. It developed throughout the 80s, but unfortunately there's not many surviving photos of the fashion in its early roots. Throughout the late 80s and early 90s, you can start to see features of Lolita present that you might recognise from today. Knee-length skirts and boots and blouses. As it developed further throughout the 90s, you start to see JSK's blouses and the familiar rectangle headdress, which has become out of style recently, but is a feature of old school Lolita. Going further into the 90s, we start to see what we think of now as the traditional Gothic Lolita. Puffy dresses, petticoats are common. Knee-length socks and platform and rocking horse shoes are very prominent. Further into the 90s and starting in the early 2000s, we start to see substyles appear, including pastel dresses instead of the traditional black. It is only in the recent years, since the early 2000s, that prints have become popular, and most releases now, in each substyle, are usually prints. So you may have noticed that we're in different styles, and this is because in Lolita there is many different substyles. And these are the main four, so classic, sweet, Ouji, and gothic. And we're just going to go into a bit of detail about each of them. Okay, classic Lolita is your most closely related to the Rococo and Victorian influences. It's refined, elegant, and mature. It often features prints that are floral, fruits, or berries. It features neutral colours such as dusty pink, brown, and beige. And then there's the Sweet Lolita, pastels, cupcake-shaped skirts, imaginative prints, and they're just the main looks of Sweet Lolita. Sweet Lolita is cute and youthful, and it brings a sweet feeling into Lolita. Beautiful wigs accessorized from head to toe, and clothing is usually pastel colours, so pinks, blues, white, mint, lavender, but there's also red, black, yellow and dark blue. Prints of fairy tales, pastries, toys and other magical themes. Fabrics include tartan, check, gingham, hearts and other magical themes.
Gothic. The traditional Gothic Lolita wears plain black clothing with white lace, very much looking like a cute, darker version of Sweet Lolita. The secondary type has less cute and has more influence from Western Gothic. Motifs such as crosses, bats, and coffins are more common. The The clothing also breaks from purely black, revealing colours such as wine, royal blue, deep plum, white, silver and gold. The latter two are usually used to accent the pre-mentioned colours.
The last style that we are going to look at is Ouji or Boystyle. It's featured alongside Lolita quite often. It can be mature or cute. It can feature Gothic or pirate influences. The main features are often waistcoats, short trousers and boots or platform shoes. Top hats are a regular hair accessory. It can be worn by either males or females, but is often worn by females.
Coordinating. A coordinate is just items put together to make an outfit. The basic things that you'll need in a coordinate is a petticoat. You could either get bell or A-line depending on the shape of the skirt of your dress. You also need a blouse if it's with a jumper skirt or a skirt. Socks or tights are also needed. Shoes, tea parties, Mary Janes and rocking horse shoes are all common shoes in Lolita. A one piece is a dress with sleeves, and then you can also wear a jumper skirt or a skirt. Headwear, bows, bonnets, rectangle headdresses, flower crowns and veils are all very common. You also need little accessories like jewellery or a pin to make your outfit stand out. Unlike a lot of fashion styles, Lolita has a lot of rules that generally should be followed. I know to some people this may seem a bit crazy, limited, and maybe even narrow-minded, but if you don't follow the basic rules, then what would characterise an outfit as Lolita? Some very basic rules to follow are to wear a petticoat, as the silhouette of Lolita is very important. Skirts and dresses should be full enough to acquire a petticoat without changing the shape of the skirt. Skirts and dresses should be knee length or below, and a blouse should be worn under a jumper skirt. There are occasionally exceptions to the rules, but it would get very complicated if we went deep into those. Some other key tips are to avoid anything that has a lot of bad lace on it or uses cheap and nasty materials. Where should I start? Firstly, you need to do your research. Even though we may have covered a lot of things about Lolita in this talk, we haven't covered everything that you need to know. You should think about your preferred substyle in Lolita first. There are more substyles which you will come across within your research. You first need to start building up your wardrobe. These are the main things I suggest. Obviously a petticoat, but you need to make sure it's the right shape of petticoat for the dress that you're going to buy. For example, in Sweet Lolita, you're more likely going to be using a bell-shaped petticoat rather than an A-line, even though some Sweet Lolita dresses could require an A-line petticoat rather than a bell. Blouses. Blouses are a necessity for the fashion. It's a good place to start before buying dresses. For Sweet, I would recommend white, and as well as with classic, white is also a good colour to start with. And with Gothic, I'd go for black, because Gothic wears black. Socks and tights. Plain white socks are a good place to start for Sweet because they're very versatile, and black for Gothic. Headdresses and hair accessories. You need to make sure that all these are versatile and will match future courts. Shoes, as I went through before, tea parties, Mary Janes and rocking horse shoes are all common. Jewellery, need to keep things simple for a start, things such as bows, pearls, flowers and other basic Lolita themes are the easiest to use for multiple styles. Consider a bolero, which is a cardigan, or a coat depending on when you decide to wear Lolita, but these aren't essential. Now you need to think about your main pieces. One piece, jumper skirt or skirt. Choose your main pieces based on what your style is.
Now, as you may have been wondering, you don't know where to buy it all. So, I'm going to name a few places, but there is more. Okay, so the first place that many new Lolitas go to get their first pieces is Bodyline. It sells a lot of Lolita pieces. Most of them are good quality and at a reasonable price, but there are a few that are made with cheap lace and cheap materials. They also sell punk and cosplay items, so just be sure that you are buying Lolita items. The next place is Innocent World. Innocent World is a good place for classic Lolita items, though they do sell sweet Lolita items occasionally. It can be quite expensive, especially with shipping from Japan, but the quality is definitely worth the money. The next brand is Baby the Star Shine Bright. This is one of the most well-known Lolita brands. It sells sweet, classic and gothic. The quality is very high, but it can be expensive again. Alice and the Pirates is a sister brand of Baby the Star Shine Bright. Again, the quality is very high, but so are the prices, but it mainly caters towards Gothic, Classic and Ouji. Angelic Pretty, one of the biggest sweet Lolita brands there is, well known and releases many iconic prints. The quality is high, and the prices again can be a little expensive, but you are paying for the quality. Metamorphose is another brand that caters to sweet, classic and gothic. Occasionally it does put out OG pieces as well. Again, the quality is very high and it can be expensive, though it is usually a little cheaper than Baby the Star Shine Bright and Angelic Pretty. The last place that I would recommend for buying Lolita clothes new is Fan Plus Friends. They are a Chinese indie brand that caters mostly to gothic and OG, though they do sell some sweet and classic pieces. A lot of their pieces can also be custom sized, which is good for finding something to fit you perfectly. They are usually very reasonably priced and use good quality materials.
So, a lot of this stuff is quite expensive, but there is ways to get it cheaper, and also brands tend to not release things for too long, so if you're wanting to get a print which you can't find, you can get it second hand, and these are some places where you can. So the first place I'd recommend is Closet Child. Closet Child, sometimes they get new things, but that's usually just socks, but their price is a little bit lower than retail sometimes, but they get in used items and they resell them. And then the next place that I can recommend is the Facebook sales. There's group within Facebook where you can buy Lolita for a bit less money and you get it second hand, and these are just to name the main groups which are most appropriate to you. Lolita Sales UK, Lolita Sales in English, and plus size Lolita Sales. However, there are a lot more sales groups within Facebook, such as Baby Star Shine Bright sales, Angelic Free sales, but you'll find them when doing your research. And the last place I recommend is Lace Market. It's a bit like eBay but for Lolita, and it's sold from people all over the world, and you can find all the brands that we mentioned here, and if not more.
Okay, so where should you not buy from? The main ones that you really should avoid are Milano, Light in the Box, and LolitaDressesShop.com. All of these are run by the same parent company, Milano. They will often use stolen stock photos of brand items, indie brands, and things like that. As you can see from the photo on the bottom, the dress on the left is the one that the girl ordered, and the one on the right is what she received. They use low quality materials and low quality lace and send you dresses that are nothing like the pictures represented in the stock images. I would also recommend for newer Lolitas to stay away from eBay until you know what to look for. A lot of sellers on eBay use stock images again from brands, so you think that you're buying an actual baby Star Shine Bright dress, but what you actually receive is often a cheap knockoff, quickly manufactured in China, and often not to the measurements and description in the item listing, and it is not worth the money. You're better off buying from the places that we've listed before. So, how to tell good Lolita from bad Lolita? There are three main mistakes that new Lolitas often make. The first one is buying dresses that are too short or too sexy. Lolita is a modest fashion. Dresses should hit just above the knee to just below the knee, though there are a few exceptions. But that is a good starting point to look for knee-length dresses. The next one is buying dresses made from cheap materials and using bad lace. As you can see in the middle image, the dress uses lots of plasticky rational lace, which is often a sign of bad quality dress. And the third and final mistake that a lot of people make is to buy dresses that are more like Western Gothic, including lots of bright colours like blue and black together. So how can you tell the difference? On the left is a dress from Made in Style Shine Bright. You can see the types of lace it uses are high quality and soft, whereas on the right is a dress from Milano. It uses lots of cheap plasticky lace, which is not worth the money you will pay for it, and also won't feel very comfortable against your skin. On the bottom, you can see under the Milano picture the type of lace to avoid. It's cheap and plasticky rational lace, and this does not look good. Lolita is about quality, and it just looks cheap.
So, after we've told you and just thrown a load of information at you, you're probably wanting to know a lot of questions, and you probably have a lot of questions. So we're just going to name the main questions that people have about Lolita. So yeah.
So, am I too young or old to be a Lolita? You're never too young or old for Lolita. It's like saying you're too young or too old to wear high street fashions, because it is just a fashion. If it's something you like, your age shouldn't matter, and it shouldn't stop you from wearing it.
Do I have to wear Lolita every day? Of course you don't have to wear Lolita every day. People just wear it on rare occasions, or every now and again, or whenever you feel like it. You can wear jeans and t-shirts one day, goth the next day, and then Lolita the next day. It really doesn't matter, you can wear it whenever you want.
So what do you do if you can't shop online? If you can't shop online and there are no Lolita shops near you, which is highly probable because they are few and far between physical shops, I would recommend either making it yourself or finding someone who can sew to make it for you. There are lots of very good tutorials online. Just remember to make sure you're using good quality materials and good quality lace. There are also Facebook groups that can advise you on sewing your own Lolita items.
Is there anywhere I can buy Lolita that won't cost me much? The first place I send people to is Bodyline. They're cheap and almost always good quality. You just have to watch out for certain items here and there. That's where I started off with my first pieces, including my first jump skirt.
So why are Japanese Lolita brands so expensive? And this is because there's a lot of reasons for this. One of being that it's such a high quality clothing, and big brands have a custom made materials, custom made lace and printed fabric. And a lot of products are made by small shops opposed to bigger factories. And obviously you're not going to a department store and finding something for everyone. Like, not many people are wearing Lolita, so they have to put up the prices so they can actually make money. And it's...
Do I have to wear a petticoat? The simple answer to this is yes. Lolita is defined by its silhouette. Poofy skirts, whether it's cupcake or A-line. If you're not wearing a petticoat, it simply isn't Lolita.
I'm going to an anime convention and I want to buy Lolita there. This isn't a good idea necessarily. A lot of anime convention stalls that sell Lolita items don't actually know what they're doing. However, there are a lot of accessories you can buy which are perfect for Lolita. If you see something Lolita related at a convention, make sure you're keeping in mind what we have guided you. And if it's good quality for what you're paying for, remember, Lolita isn't cosplay.
Was it okay to wear it to a convention? Of course it's okay, but you just have to know that it's obviously not cosplay and you're not wearing any type of costume. It's the Japanese fashion.
My measurements are, can I wear Lolita? Yes, is the simple answer. There are dresses to cater to all sizes, tall, short, curvy, petite, and if you can't find something, there is always someone out there who can custom make you something to fit you exactly.
Do Lolitas have to wear wigs? Of course not, but if you're happy with your hair, make sure it looks nice with your coordinate and go right ahead and get the wig.
I'm scared about what people will think about me. The best thing to try to remember is to be confident. You may get a few looks here and there. Try your best to explain to relations that Lolita fashion is something you would like to wear, and let them be aware of what the fashion is. Remember, people usually haven't heard of the fashion before, so it isn't a surprise if they don't understand what it is. Don't be offended if people ask questions.
This item is no longer available. Where can I get it? The simple answer is, if it's no longer available direct from the brands or from the stores, you will have to look online for second-hand sales. But it is worth noting that popular prints often don't come up for sale for months or even years at a time. You just have to hunt it down.
Do I have to wear brand to be a real Lolita? You do not need to wear brand to be a Lolita. The most important thing is you look good in whatever you choose to wear. It follows the rules of the fashion. Of course, it's actually a Lolita.
Anyway, thank you for watching our introduction to Lolita fashion. We've really enjoyed talking about it, and we hope you enjoyed learning a bit more about it and not just wondering what we're wearing.
I hope we managed to inform you more about the fashion.
If there's anybody who's got any questions, we'll come down and take some questions. I'll come down. No, that's it.
You can just put it. Hello.
Hi. I want to ask, because you talked a lot about the fashion, what about the social aspect of it? Like, how did you find friends? What are the kind of other people that like it like?
Do you want to kick us off? I have made so many friends within Lolita. Like, I don't know where I'd be right now if I didn't have Lolita, because all of my friends have been so nice. In your area, there may be a community which you can join, and there is where you can make most of your friends and really get into Lolita and know what it's all about. It's not just about the fashion, it is about meeting people who wear the fashion too.
Yeah, I think to elaborate on that, there is like Lolita communities all across the country. There will be one, wherever you live in the country, there will be one near to you. Also, like, how I found them was like just googling my nearest city, Lolitas, and I was really like shy before I met anyone. I was really nervous, and having a common interest like Lolita really made things easy to get to know people and to make friends and things. And so like a second family now. We're all a bit crazy, but we get on well.
Okay. Any more questions?
How did Lolita originate from Japan?
I think originally probably from people moving to Japan and seeing the fashion and bringing it back with them. Up until probably the last 15 years, it was very difficult to get brands from Japan. Metamorphose was the first brand to start shipping out of Japan. And since then the other brands have started to do it, and it has just spread. And I think the development of the internet and people becoming more reliable on the internet, I think that has really helped spread the word, things like Tumblr, Facebook and things like that, and it's really become a worldwide community now. Anybody else?
Oh.
Hello. Shopping second hand, what's the best deal you ever got on a dress?
Should we all do one? The best deal that I probably got on a dress was probably my jewellery jelly skirt. I got it for £40 and I was kind of crying. And yeah, that's the best deal I've got.
Personally, I think it was when I got my Cherry Rose by Baby the Star Shine Bright. I got my bag, jump skirt and headbow. I think it was for just under $150. That's including shipping as well.
I think my biggest bargain is probably a pink angelic pretty dress, which I got for about £30, including shipping from America. So there are a lot of people do think that buying brand even second hand is expensive, but £30 shipped from America was a really good deal. That's my biggest bargain. Any more questions?
Why do people pay so much for it?
You're paying for quality. A lot of the people have these dresses for years and they last. I think nowadays, like, you go into a high street and you can go into like Primark, for example, and buy a pair of jeans for £10, but they might cost you like a couple of months. Whereas like dresses like this are so well made and people take such good care of them that they don't really lose their resale value either. And we look after them and they last really well because they're well made. So it is worth quality over quantity is definitely the word.
What's your main style and what other styles do you want to try?
Obviously I'm always wearing sweet. I did actually try Gothic last night. It's something I would like to try and get into, maybe, I don't know. But I've always worn sweet, and Gothic I guess I would like to try one day.
Well, first of all, I started off at sweet and I realised that wasn't for me at all. So then I moved on to Gothic, which I like a lot, and then I thought about moving on and trying some classic as well because I like the style and I want to try some more stuff.
So when I first got into Lolita, I thought I was going to wear Gothic. And then I sort of moved to sweet, which was like black with the sweet prints. And then I mainly settled in sweet, but I do like a substyle called Sailor, which takes a lot of Sailor influences, but again is quite sweet. I think Gothic's still something I'd like to try one day, but for now, definitely sweet. Any other questions?
What's the most you spent on an outfit? On a whole outfit?
I don't even know. I think the most I spent on a whole outfit was probably. See, I'm quite a bargain hunter. I think I spent the whole outfit, dress, accessories, bargain, dress, accessories, blouse, headwear, shoes, legwear, bag was about £120. So that's quite
Not for January.
not bad
300.
for Lolita standards for everything. I don't know if I want to say.
I won't tell you off.
The most, yeah. I would like to stress you don't have to spend hundreds
No,
of
you don't
pounds
have to spend all this.
My cheapest outfits have been like £30 because I've been to Bodyline and got dresses for like £15, shoes for. So I just want to stress that.
Personally, for me, I would say approximately about 175, I think. With my yeah, whatever.
I don't know.
You do.
That's okay.
I don't.
But yeah, you don't have to spend a lot to be a good Lolita. You really don't. You can have all Bodyline, which is, like I said, one of the cheapest places to go, and you can still wear a fantastic coordinate and look amazing for really cheap.
I think those.
Yeah, I'm heading that way.
Hello.